All right, welcome back. I'm Hermie Smith, and I'm still here with Ricardo Pineda in our mp4 facility, which is also not only a pantry, pop-up, but also a vital connection site, vital connection meetings happening in this very same room. So, Ricardo, I want us to talk about just learning communities. So, our follow-up captains have gone now through, you've gone through this training, you have the information, and you are ready to apply this information, but it's really important to be in a regular learning community with others. Some are a few steps ahead.
Yeah.
Later, you're going to be a few steps ahead. We learn from one another in really how to apply what you've learned in the pop-up setting. And as you know, a lot of times there's curveballs. Wow, this situation, what do I do in this situation? This is now a safe place where you can go and ask questions. You can ask for help. And so, Ricardo, you take care of the Spanish speaking. We also have an English learning community that Malia kind of takes care of. And so, depending on your language, where you feel most comfortable, we really want you to plug into a learning community. Tell us a little bit about what happens in those during those sessions. And
well, first of all, the last Saturday of every month, we met together with the pastors.
Okay.
The first Saturday of every month, we met, we got a meeting with the old leaders from Vital Connection, those spiritual programs.
Yes.
So we touched, different topics.
Yeah.
For example, in the side, from the pastors, when they come, sometimes they knows what they watching, the movies and everything we posting in different Facebook. So that's why they ask why you did this, how you do that,
Right.
So, and I'm starting to tell them, that very important is to have a vision and mission. So, and then in this time, I'm explaining our mission and our vision. And then these people, they're starting to say, oh, wow, and then I asked them, it's very important, how important it is to have a mission and vision set up. And then when I explain this one, they are starting to ask me, many questions. Why you do this? How you do this? How we can apply this in our church? Right. So I trying to give them some ideas, because I told them, hey, this program, is from the door from your church outside, not for inside, outside. So you need to understand, that now you want to start into working in the mission. So, and I'm explaining, the flow, how the purpose, of the food, how we can concentrate, what is that for what we did, that phase. And then, and I'm explaining that. Community. Yeah. And then after that, I explained them the how important is the access ministries. To know that the community, I'm starting to explain them, giving some trainings, how they can follow the people and go deep spiritually. So, and then those guys, oh, wow, because sometimes, people from the church, they really like to give, but they forgot, that they go deep. The only thing they did is they trying to preach the gospel in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and they expect the whole people coming to the church. So I don't say it's bad, but I told them, it's a little hard because, but this one is sustainable because it's going step by step. And I showed them, in different training, what is that step they need to understand? What are the elements they need to understand, accord what is the Bible saying? Because the whole trainings we're giving to them, is biblical.
Right.
We use, the example of Jesus and some example of the apostles. In the other side with the ladies or because we call grassroots, these people is different because, you don't need to convince them. This one, they go, in the way you go. They follow, in the way you say.
Right.
It's very easy, just just I trying to giving in those training directions. I told them, okay, guys, this is the next one. For example, those when they graduate, the new ones they graduate, the next training is how they can facilitate.
Yeah, for the next.
For the next,
right.
So those one, and I trying to making a very easy training so they can get it and they can say yes.
Yeah.
That
one is, so it's very much, I think both have, it's just a different context of application,
yes.
But both you look at really how to implement these principles. Mm-hmm. Eventually you want to see the Great Commission fulfilled. And yes. That means disciples making disciples, people forming spiritual community.
Yes.
Transformation starts taking place. People are getting in the Word. But as a coach, like for the facilitators, it's like, okay, how do we do that correctly? The process of facilitation, starting these programs well, so it can lead to transformation, so it can lead to community and replication and multiplication.
Yes.
So that is, and it's sometimes hard. I remember when Ricardo and I started on this, and we come from addition, spiritual muscle memory that's based on addition. So it took us a while to kind of really think multiplicatively. Mm-hmm. And the challenge was we had a hard time figuring it out ourselves.
Yes.
It's when we started having coaching, have access to people that have done that,
yeah,
and that can give us some tips, and then see, hey, this is where you made a mistake. Try this, use this. So that's really important, and that's what you're going to have access to. And also, a lot of times, you have challenges.
Oh, yeah.
So working as a team, we don't have to do it all ourselves. Mm-hmm. And a lot of time, the answers are in the group. And we want to start sharing resources, and sometimes there's special events, back to school. Mm-hmm. We got, you got Mother's Day, you got Father's Day, you got back to school. Now it's Dia de los Niños or Thanksgiving, Christmas. So that community is where we start to use, maybe we have resources, how to use that strategically. That's where you have access to that.
No, and everything, depends from the trainings, because the other thing we want to starting to do, is, for example, the time, to making this program is 6 months.
Yeah. For vital connections,
yeah,
from start to finish.
And we are starting to see, the people they invite during they are in the classes, they are starting to invite others.
Right.
And then, it's very hard because sometimes, they got a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 lessons and they need to come back to starting. So what is that training I use, for help them is, okay, guys, now, let me show you the replication. So, and I'm explaining, how is the power of that replication? What does that replication means? And I say, are you replicating somebody? And they say, oh, yeah. And I can tell you guys, I can see the replica now, you're doing exactly what this person did, especially the facilitators. And they say, yeah. You know why? Because you went to over there and you asked your mama and your papa and your family, but now, let's do this. For example, don't stop the follow, the flow, you're doing in this facilitation on this group.
Yeah.
Now, let's start in the multiplication.
Yeah.
So those guys say, oh, wow, replication and now multiplication. And let me explain what is the multiplication. So I provide, a little meeting. So now, and soon they are starting and they finish the first topic, the connection we got.
Yeah.
So now, I'm stop one day to giving a training for them. So now they understand the replication, but now they need to understand the multiplication and how they start that, and it's very nice because so now, mostly of those ladies, they say, wow, I can receive it over here. And then whatever I receive it over here, now I can give it to somebody. Yes.
Start another group.
That's why you learn, the facilitation. Right. So, but for that, I recommend to the facilitators, in the beginning, they facilitate the process once, 2 or 3 times.
And then
pass to the others.
Someone else take over the
facilitation. Yeah, because the more important thing in these groups is not what are they knows or what are that everything, you know, I need to know from the Bible. No, the more important thing in this group is the people making their homework.
Yeah.
You know, that whatever they experiment, they pass to others, you know.
Right.
It's very nice. It's very easy, very simple, you know, and praise God, because in the last graduation, almost we graduate 40 ladies in 6 months.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
So it's very good.
And those are all now qualified and equipped to become facilitators. So 40 can multiply if everyone has a group of 5.
Oh man, you know. So
now 40 becomes, what is that? 4 times 5. That is, my math. That's 200.
Almost 200.
200.
200. Yeah. See, you know, because this group, you know, or these programs has the power, you know, to replicate multiplication. So that's why, you know, it's very easy. But don't thinking, you know, that we don't take care of the people. No, in this context, we training people all the time.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. You know, some pastors, they have their own groups.
Yeah.
And for them, you know, it's a little difficult because they want to preach no matter what.
Right.
But it's very hard for them, you know, to let that thing, you know, and let the people starting to know each other, because it's very beautiful, you know, because every member of that group, they say something different.
Right.
And something, you know, is very attractive. So that's the way they learn each other.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
So we'll give you invitations, you know, to be part of these learning communities. And I know you're going to enjoy, you're going to make some new friends.
Mm-hmm.
And not only are you going to learn from others, but you're also going to be able to, others are going to learn from you. So we look forward to seeing you at learning communities in the future. God bless you.
God bless you.